Welcome back. You're watching Dream Big. I'm Hannah Viviers. We are interviewing Marcell Erasmus today, and we're speaking about his See What I See project. And from what you were saying to us before, Marcell, it's such a profound project that you're doing. And I think I've told you this, that it's really such a profound project that you've embarked on. I would like to speak about that photo that went viral. How many people have seen it now?
Up at this stage, I think it's 513,000. Yeah.
That is absolutely amazing. That's almost like
500,000.
500,000 people. That's crazy, right? And so the photo, I think what got the interest from people was what? What do you think it is that struck so many of us, that we liked it, we shared, we commented?
I think there's two elements to it, because the person is the guy that stands on the bridge and he prays between 4 and 5 in the afternoon. So obviously a lot of people have driven through or underneath that bridge, and they saw him, and it's amazing, like everybody is wondering what he's doing. So a lot of, thousands of people see him every day. So I think it's that element, because it answered a lot of questions to some people who was wondering who he was. And then I think another part to it is because of what I said about church, which has caused the...
What did you say? Because there might be people, as many people that have seen it, there might be people who might not have seen what you said about church. What did you say to him?
I went up to him because I saw him there. So the one day I thought, I want to find out what he's doing. So I went up to him. I asked him, I introduced myself, I asked him what he's doing. He says, what do you think I'm doing? I said, no, I think you're praying. He says, no, you're right. And he reminded me a bit of Angus Buchan, just the way he spoke and his look and that. So he said that he's been praying for the last 2 or 3 years over these people and all of that, and that's his heart. And sometimes he goes to hospitals and he prays at hospital, him and his wife. So after I had a long conversation with him, I asked him, what church are you in? He says, no, I'm not in a church. This is my church. I don't need church. So I said to him, well, I don't really agree with that, because the Bible is quite clear in that we need to be part of a church. And when I say church, not a church building, but we need to be in a church community, and we need to have that fellowship, and because we need each other. And the Bible is quite clear on that. So I said to him, I do disagree with you, but that was his opinion, and that's it. So when I posted the story, it was quite a few months after I had the conversation with him that I posted the story and the photo. I just felt like God said to me, I need to say about the fact that he's not in a church, because I can't promote something thinking that it's okay to be outside of a church, because it's important to be in a church. And I think people took a lot of offense to that.
I think what was interesting for me, because I know, like with you, and it's not just something that you say because it's in the Bible. I know, like, you've said to me that a lot of the decisions that you make, whether it's work or whether is it going to take me away from community with the fellowship? And so I know that for you, it's something that you take very personally and very seriously about being part of it. But do you think that when we are like you've been, where you've taken that stance, and people aren't very happy about what you're saying, are there times when you've thought, maybe I shouldn't have said that?
No, not, because I know my facts and I've got the Bible to back me up. So with this particular one, there wasn't once where I felt like maybe I shouldn't have said that. Because I clearly felt God saying to me, I need to make mention of it. And I mean, Jesus wasn't afraid to offend people, because he was speaking truth. And unfortunately, we do get offended by truth. But I say what I say, and often I would write, and I wouldn't just post it. Like, I would think about it, and I'll read over it again the next day, and just to make sure. And I mean, I've even asked Stuart and Jenny, our church leader, to tell me if they ever read something that they feel is maybe not 100% true, or maybe offensive or something. They need to tell me, and I will will honor that, and I would, because I need to have some sort of accountability.
It was interesting to me because when you posted the story, there was a lot of the story that was where you were just saying, this is so amazing, this is what this guy does. And that was the bulk of you just saying he prays over people. And for me, that's what stood out for me in my head, was that it's so amazing. It challenged me thinking, I don't really, even in my room, I'm not sitting there praying for the nation or whatever. And here's this guy who's committed. For me, that was what the story was about. And I think he had like 2 lines right at the bottom speaking about the church, and that's what people focused on. But what I would like to talk about is we've spoken about how this has impacted you and how it's impacted the people who are hearing the stories. I'd really like you to speak about how it impacts the people who you're telling, whose stories you're telling. And this picture that you've got now, I think that was pretty amazing to me. So do tell us about that one.
Okay. I went one day just to Kagiso, the local squatter camp here. And because I have a passion for photography, I would just go into areas and just take photos. So I wanted to go, and there was something particular I wanted to go and search for, some old trains that I heard were in the area. So I went there to go and take photos of the trains, but I couldn't find them, and then after a while I realized they've been removed. So I was just waiting there for other 2 guys that I arranged with to go and take photos with them. So I was waiting for them, and another guy approached me in his bakkie, and he asked me, what am I doing here? He was quite friendly. And I said to him, no, I'm just waiting here for someone. He says, okay. He says, what are you doing? I says, no, I'm coming to take photos here. He says, no, you're not allowed to take photos here. I said, why? This is not a private property. This is public. I'm in a public area. He says, no, you're not allowed to take photos here. You're from the newspaper and you're just going to give us a bad reputation. I said, no, I'm not. And he got really angry with me. And he said to me, I hate white people. You should go. So he chased me out. But I just refused because I wanted to show to him that I'm harmless. I'm just here to take photos that are harmless, and I want to bring a positive light. It's a positive thing that I want to do. So more people came, and it got out of hand, and he eventually got in his car and he chased off. So I said to one of the guys that stayed behind, I said to him, do you know this person? I'd like to contact him. So I got his number, so I called him 2 days after the incident, and I said to him, this is who I am, and I didn't like the way it was, because I feel like we need to break this mindset of racism, and I want to show to him there's no need to be a racist, and then I didn't want to just leave it like that. So he was apologetic.
So you phoned him?
I phoned him, yeah. He was apologetic, so I said to him, okay, but we need to meet up. So eventually, after a couple of months, because then time just got busy, I bumped into him again, and we met up. And it turns out that this guy is just amazing. He's the block leader of that entire area, of that particular squatter camp. There used to be 2 or 3 gang members that used to lead that used to be the area in that squatter camp, and the community kind of voted for him to be the leader because he is such an amazing guy and he really helps people and all of that. So the IEC came and the municipality came and they did a proper vote, and the gang members got voted out and he became the leader, which was about 4 years ago. And since then the crime has just dropped dramatically and things have gone really better in that area. And I just think it's amazing because that same day when it happened, when he chased me out of Kagiso, that same morning he took the local pastor to Magaliesburg to get some chickens. And there were 2 white youngsters who slashed his tires. So he was really upset about that. And then later the day he saw me there and he thought I was coming to make trouble. So after knowing him, and I've been in touch with him quite regularly, I've seen him quite a lot now since then. And he's an amazing person. He really is.
You've said to me, we've spoken a lot, for me to just really get into what this project is about. Because, as you know, I totally believe in what you're doing. And one of the things you've said to me is you feel so strongly that the Father has given you his heart. That God's given you his heart on racism. What is it?
I despise racism. And I do feel that God has given me. It feels like I have God's heart for racism. If I see any like if someone just makes a comment or something about racism or about a person because of their skin color, like there's almost like there's a hate that comes in me because I really despise it. I can't see how you can judge a person or treat a person differently because of their skin color. Like, I didn't ask to be white, and I've got nothing to do with my skin color. That wasn't my choice. That's how God created us. And how can you treat a person differently or think of them less just because of their skin color? It's crazy. Like, I really despise it. I hate it. You can call me anything, just don't call me a racist.
Marcell, I'm not going to let you go because usually in Dream Big we have like 2 parts. I'm not going to let you go because there's one more story that I really would like for you to share with us, because one of the things you do is prison ministry. And I cannot let you go without sharing that story, because I thought it was absolutely remarkable. So if you don't mind, please, like, staying for one more segment with us. Thanks, Marcell. We're going to take a short break. So if you want to see, it's a really fantastic story. Then click on part 3 of this interview. We'll see you in a moment.